It's an unfortunate world. It is an unfortunate world where people can go around watching Invincible thrash those kind of cyborg looking robot things and not be able to use that as hype for their lift later on. That's one of my main points about how people who don't have like some kind of serious like physical outlet, they're just missing out on a certain, I guess you could really just say a certain like feeling, because I mean it's like listening to some crazy Metallica, Through the Fire and the Flames, whatever, and you know, just imagine somebody who's like a diehard metalhead. They're just dun, 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 and then that's all they're doing. Like they're getting amped up and like excited, but they're not really putting that out into anything, you know? So that's where I say there's two kinds of lifters, right? Ones who have imagined themselves going Super Saiyan before they do, you know, an X 100-pound set of squats for 10. And then there's those who have not, or potentially will not, right, if they've got a bit too closed of a mind. So that's where I'm not really concerned where somebody's hype and motivation comes from. It doesn't matter, man. It's not a across the board baseline sort of thing. It was right there in the phrase. It's your hype, your motivation, right? Whatever gets you going. So that's what I'm concerned with. I always bring up, okay, I want to be well rested for this workout. I want to be well hydrated for this workout. I want to be well fed for this workout. And I've referenced it a few times, like I want to be in a reasonable headspace. Like if you got anything distracting you or nagging at you in your mind, if that starts to creep into like your forethoughts and you keep thinking about it every set, in between every rest period and everything, it can really act as a pretty serious distractor. But one thing sometimes I forget to show off or point out is, you know, just how hyped up you can get can really change the way a lift goes. I mean, if you took two dudes and one guy was like fucking amped, you know, 10 seconds before every set, he takes a breath and then he goes after it, instead of the alternative, which I see so much. I mean, like, just between you and me, how serious do you think this working set is when you watch a guy start a conversation, he's talking to somebody, he grabs the tricep rope extension, and he starts a set while talking to the guy who he was still talking to a second ago? Is that really, you know, a balls to the wall diehard set? I'm not so inclined to believe so. And I'm not saying don't chat, but you know, working sets are working sets. I wouldn't want anything to take away from my focus during them. But plan for arms today, bit of a more simple lift, going to the dungeon. So tricep extensions, rope, straight bar, single arm, nothing fancy. And then some dumbbell curls. Be it standing, bent over, preacher, cable, we'll just have to see. But nothing too complicated. And really, what's the point in complicating it, right? Go hard, get a pump, hit my triceps at a couple different angles, same thing with my biceps, more than maintain the muscle I've already got built up underneath. Go home, refuel, get ready to do it again. Now, of course, I just kind of skipped over the fact that I've got cardio after this session and then later again tonight, but that's a given for my circumstances, not exactly, you know, anybody just trying to get a regular arm day done. So I think no more chatting. Let's just go make this shit happen. All right, let's start simple. Rope extensions have definitely been quite the staple as my first tricep movement. It's kind of just perfect. Not a ton of weight, a really good squeeze, a nasty stretch all the way at the top. I mean, it's just perfect. Dumbbells or bicep is going to change up a touch. Instead of starting with regular alternating dumbbell curls, which is a little brutish as a first movement for me right now, I think some seated concentration curls, a little bit of self-assistance afterward, will be perfect. So let's go back and forth with a couple of these. Okay. 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 One more of those at least. Okay. Okay. One more of those. And then I'll move on to a new pair of movements. Okay. Oh my Okay. All right. Let's pick a new pair. That was a really good 3 opening sets, though. Rope extensions the same as before, but for this set, I'm not going to hold it. I'm just going to do more pump out style reps and then pop a squat, do some seated easy bar-ish cable curls. And then we'll go from there. No. Okay. Holy crap. One more of those. That felt pretty good. Okay. Okay. All right, come on. Curls aren't light. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think it's just about time for a pose down. Nah. Let's do one superset and then go see how arms are looking fully pumped up. One more. Rope extensions, seated curls, not reclined though. And that'll be all. Oh yeah. Oh crap. Oh goodness. All right. Now let's see how we're looking. That was a good ass arm day. All right. Good cheeky little back and forth style arm pump. push down curl, push down curl, push down curl. Didn't even need to use any crazy fancy old school Nautilus bicep obliterator. No, right? Cables, dumbbells, a variety of attachments, and a touch of lifter genuity. All right, that's a trademark pending. And you too can get a freaky arm pump without, an insanely fully stocked fucking gym. I mean, there's hotel gyms that are way more nuts than this. But let's see how we're looking here. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's see, what else is there? That's pretty much most of it. But let me get a better look at that sort of Christmas tree angle. And it's definitely never looked like that before, which is a very good sign. So, no point waiting any further. Just delaying the inevitable if I keep chatting before getting my cardio finished. So, for you, I will see you in the car. All right, let's be real. Let's have a little, maybe not a heart to heart, but just kind of a bit of a just thought exercise, right? So imagine hypothetically I'm talking to somebody right next to me, and for the last 3 months they have been, kind of hyping up in their own mind or talking to their boys or whatever. They're going to make this shit happen this year, man. 2025, this is my year, man. This is for us, bro. We're getting real here. No more slacking. And, a month and a week has passed. And the guy's done jack. The guy has maybe gone to the gym a couple times a week. Cardio, negligible. Counting calories, negligible. He might have had a protein shake. Now, in his mind, the guy definitely would like to be jacked, right? He would like to be somebody who can say that they're locked in and, not be lying about it. So if I were to ask that guy, hey man, why aren't you doing what it takes? Why aren't you doing your cardio? Why aren't you counting your calories? Why aren't you actually clocking in hours in the gym consistently, bro? What's going on here? And not that it matters, because again, this whole gym thing in and of itself is very individual. You shouldn't have to prove it to anybody else. But the real issue is making an excuse in your own mind, right? So I'd say 9 times out of 10, just for people in general, it's very easy to deflect blame away from yourself. And not even just easy, it's so much more comfortable. Because in your mind, you basically got the option of okay, am I the problem? Or is it these 10 other things that I can list and blame and believe is the actual issue, and it's not me? Okay, well, that feels way better. I'd rather, explain away the reasons why I don't have what I'm really aiming for, it's not because I don't want it. It's because of this. It's because of I'm busy with my class. I'm busy with this. My whatever. It's so easy to say that. And what I'm trying to get at is the sooner that you can minimize those sort of bubbled up thoughts of excuses that you come up with on your own to self-negotiate into just slacking, the better, right? Let's say you wake up, you're tired. Objectively, you probably don't want to do your cardio in that moment. And I mean, I wouldn't blame you, man. It's cold right now too. You gotta get in a cold car, wait for it to warm up, go get on the bike, sit down, you're huffing and puffing. I mean, it's definitely effort. It's not just all fun and games chilling, right? So in the moment, yeah, there is a certain kind of, okay, I don't really want to do this right now, but I know that me, even just later on today, is going to feel better knowing that I did it and reap the rewards that I'm going to get from it than, have to deal with thinking to myself later on, shit, pussed out this morning. Ooh. Right? So it's really just a situation of what's more important, right? Your comfortability in the moment, or your baseline sort of satisfaction with yourself, even just hours in the future, And same thing with the dieting. I mean, I'm feeling it. If I were to completely let the floodgates open and go home right now, think to myself, all right, screw this diet. I'm eating everything. Have like 4,000 calories of any kind of treat I could muster, stop at McDonald's, stop at wherever. Sure, in the moment, it might feel pretty good because I'm like, oh yes, oh sweet, do a goddamn Sam mukbang. But as soon as I would finish eating all that shit, I would, for one, feel just physically bad because that's way too much food all at once given my current state. But also, I basically now have to admit to myself, all right, I basically just screwed today in terms of my dieting goals. All just to satiate my hunger 2 hours ago, which is now back to normal. So you just got to think about time a little bit more, maybe not linearly, but like tangibly, because you're going to be you 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Anything that you do that adds up slowly over time is going to basically create future you situation. And I think this to myself reasonably frequently, but it's on like a small scale. I think we've all said something along these lines before. It's like, oh, I'll save that for me tomorrow. I'll make that a tomorrow Sam problem. Oh crap, the kitchen is a mess. I'll save that for me tomorrow. I don't want to deal with that right now, whatever, right? And with little things like that, not so big of a deal. But when you start breaking into habits and actual, like things that can snowball slowly over time, you can totally screw yourself to the point where reconciliation could potentially take years. I mean, there's guys where high school, college, dude was jacked. Basically, and I'm not trying to dog on anybody here, but, for the most part, physically kind of let himself go. The gym routine no longer there. Eating like scrappy, just junk food, right? Which is a serious problem when not combined with working out consistently, right? It's not ideal anyway. I think we all know this. But if you're eating junk food and you're not working out at all, I mean, that's what happens. That's how these guys become 500-600 fucking pounds. And that is not a negligible situation where you can just say, all right, well, I'm going to start doing my cardio a little bit. Like, you could be totally boned for quite a while if you have a wake-up call later on down the line and think, all right, I got to turn this shit around, So from what I've seen, you're going to be better off not putting yourself in a situation like that to begin with. But I think that's enough random ass kind of whatever. I'm just trying to say, don't forget that every hour you clock working out, cardio, tracking your macros, they all count towards your future goals. And every hour you slack off, every hour you're in a deficit of doing what you're supposed to do, at least, if it's in accordance with some kind of goal or whatever that you want to do, those hours count against you. And, even though you may not notice in the moment, like, nobody is jacked after one workout. And in the same situation, nobody loses their gains from skipping one workout. But that habit will set a precedent, which will decide whether you've got a positive trajectory over the next year or a negative trajectory. And if you're negative, dude, well, I'm just saying I would not want to be. Right? I'm not you, so you do what you want. But I'm gonna go home, slam some eggs, have a cough drop, drink a bunch of sugar-free electrolyte drinks, and get ready for a leg day tomorrow. So I will see you then.